If you are anything like me, then you would have listened to hundreds of self-help books and watched thousands of athletes talking in interviews about how deep their passion is and how great they feel when they are on that start line. They will tell you that it was all worth it, and now it looks so glorious and great, and you are motivated to do the same. You want to win. But today I want to give it to you straight. Winning as a destination does not exist. Everybody has fears, self-doubt, problems, and even if you manage to win the gold medal or you manage to get the promotion, then the day after comes, and then what? The feelings of struggle and self-doubt and problems happens to everyone, even the best in the world. Now, how do I know? Because every Olympic athlete has experienced what it's like after the Olympics, the black hole, when there's nobody ringing and nobody wants to see them anymore. Also, every rich person has experienced what it's like to be on top, where all of a sudden you don't know who your friends are and you don't think like these money that you thought all your life was going to be worth it, they're not worth it. They are not true happiness. So to win is not a specific goal or a specific destination. I won several national championships. I've been on the podium in European championships. I've been number 5 in the world. And even though I've done all these things, well, life went on. The next guy came along, and then I had to find new meaning in my life. Now, winning in our society is depicted when the hero gets what he wants. But in the movies, they never show what happens the day after they get what they want. Unless there's a sequel. And guess what? If there's a sequel, then the hero gets new problems to overcome. I mean, just look at Fast and Furious. They had new problems like 10 times already. So winning or not when you get that contract to the dream job of yours, or when you're standing on top of the podium. Winning is when you are improving, getting better, and getting exactly where you want to be. So here's the secret. We have established that everybody has problems, but not everybody chooses the problems that they need to overcome. Most people just go about in their life and just take whatever problems comes their way, and they're like, okay, well, that's what I have to deal with, and then I'm going to do that. But winners, Olympic athletes, CEOs, they choose their own diversities. They choose their own problems. They choose what problems they want to face, and thus they can choose better problems that will get them further, become better, become faster, become richer. The CEO chooses to have uncertainty with their money. They choose to work long hours. They choose to miss family dinners, all for the dream of being a CEO of a billion-dollar company one day. The Olympic athletes, they use tens and thousands of hours training their craft, and they miss out on parties and social events and grandma's birthday just for that one chance of a 10-second sprint at the Olympics. Now, the higher your goals, the higher the problems you will have to face, and the more diversity you will have to face. But like I said in the beginning, most people, when they reach that peak, then they will say it was all worth it. Now, here's the real kicker. People who are not choosing the problems that they have to face are also facing problems. It is just not problems that they chose. I mean, if you just got a job and you didn't really thought much of it, and maybe you don't really like that job, then every day you come in, you think maybe there's more to life. You look at your watch at lunch and think, well, is this day over soon? And if you feel like that, then it is time to choose some better problems, because I can tell you there is more to life than that. If you don't choose your problems, then in 20 years you will wake up and you will think to yourself, man, I'm in this dead-end job. I did nothing about it, and now life has passed me by. So the question becomes, what problems will you choose? Will you choose to become the next Olympic athlete? Then you choose to wake up at 5 a.m. and go work out harder than anybody else for years? Or do you choose to become your own boss and think maybe you can live off your passion, and you start to work like 24/7 just to get that dream of yours that you have in your mind? Or do you choose to do what most people do and just stay in the same place for the next 30 years with the problems of thinking what could have been? I know what I'm choosing. So how do you do this? Now that you know exactly what you want to do and how to get there, what problems, what diversity, what you have to suffer through, then now it's time to make a plan and stick to it. You have to have a plan to be consistent. Otherwise, this will not work. No matter how motivated you are, you will have days that you want to quit. I work with Olympic and elite athletes on a daily basis, and I have not met one single person who was motivated all the time. So what do you do when these problems arise? Well, some people meditate, and some people think about how grateful they are that they have family and friends that sacrifice so much for them to get there. Some people do something entirely different. For me, that something was a note. I had a note where I wrote down all the sacrifices that I made to get there, but not just me, but also my family and my friends, and how many years I have been doing this, and if I let them down, then how it would make me feel. I also wrote down my exact goals and why I was doing this, why I had chosen these problems over something else. Remember that if you don't do this, then some other problems will arise, and I wrote down exactly where my life would be if I was not doing this. So even though I hated getting up at 5 a.m. to go work out with a local swim club, I did so for 10 years straight. And the funny thing is that the days that I felt the least motivated usually ended up being my best training days. Now, I would have this note in my pocket or in my wallet, and I would take it out every time I felt those unmotivating thoughts. Oh, and about that motivation. Well, society has it all wrong. We are taught that motivation beats action, so you have to be motivated to do action. Well, the truth is, it's the reverse. You have to take action to become motivated. I mean, how many times did you do the work that you were supposed to, or do a workout, and then all of a sudden after it you thought, oh man, I feel so unmotivated? No, you feel so motivated because you just did this work, and you feel like, yeah, now you can take on the world, and you're ready for the next workout or the next work session, or to write out that entire essay, or to write those applications for your dream job. So here's a little life hack. The next time you don't feel like doing something that you know you are supposed to do, or that you set your mind that you are going to do, then just do 2 minutes. Not more, just 2 minutes. So let's say you want to go for a run, but you don't feel like it, then just lace up your shoes, get out and run for 400 meters. I assure you that 9 times out of 10, you are going to run further than that. Or if you got some important work to do on your side hustle that you just need to do, but you don't feel like it, just write or film or edit the first part, and I assure you, you are going to do so much more than that. Because guess what? Working on your goals is motivating as if you implement these tips, I assure you, before you know it, you are a winner.